Hello, beautiful artist friends. It's Kelly here, and I want to welcome you back to another Art Life Conversations podcast. I'm sitting here having a cup of my favorite yogi throat tea as my voice is going a little bit recording, talking today. So thank you for your patience and understanding with that. My voice does tend to go pretty quickly, I notice. So today I wanted to just discuss a topic around donating our art or giving our art away. I know a lot of the artists in my community have questions around this. Oh my goodness, as with many things, there are so many opinions, and there's always there's people out there who will say like, never, ever, ever, don't ever give your art away, never donate your art. And then somebody else will say, you should give your art away or you should donate your art. So, of course, anytime we hear those words, never or should, it's a red flag. Because as much as we would like this life to be like a nice, easy checklist of do's and don'ts, that's really not the human experience, and that's not the life experience that we're in. It's always much more nuanced than that. I do think that there is one check mark, there is one box that you can always check in with in order to know the truth, know your own truth about any decision, any situation. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Is it good to do this? Is it not good to do that? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of probably even really well documented data and research on these things, and a lot of opinions as well, a lot of subjective opinions. But I think the main thing that you want to be checking in with is yourself. So when you are donating art, when you are gifting art, is how I like to say it. I don't like to say giving it away, but I know that that's, a phrase that often gets used. So when you're donating or gifting your art or giving it away, how does that make you feel? Right? Like, and it might be different from time to time. I mean, that's the thing. It's like we're not all set in stone. Life is moving, life is changing. One season that you're in, you might be in a season where it's feeling really, really good to be gifting your art to other people. So you just want to check in to see, like, well, where am I coming from in this? Like, what is my energy around this? What is my intention? The way that I see energy is basically just like, how does this make me feel and what am I intending? Right? So if you're giving art away because you just don't think that your art is worth anything and you don't think you're worth receiving money for it, well, that's not a good intention to be giving art away from. If you are gifting art because you are feeling like, and recently I actually had a student in my Art Life School community who is bringing this up. She said, she used giving art away. And, but she was like, it just feels really good. Like I'm just, I'm gifting my art to people that I love and that I care about, and to family and to friends. And basically they're just like, oh my gosh, we're so happy to get your art. And then she's been receiving gifts back in return from these people. So, so that's an example of like somebody gifting their art from a really good place. They're just feeling like this call, to be generous, to share their work with people in their life. And anytime that you check in and it's like, yes, this feels good, this feels really good, then you want to go with that. You want to do that, whether that's donating your art or gifting it away or not. Um, there is something I think called the law of use, right? And the law of like circulation. out in the world. So sometimes when you're feeling that calling to maybe cleanse your studio and gift, work away from a well-intended, from a good, authentic, well-intended place, I do think that that actually starts circulation, and you will actually begin to receive more back in return. Because I do believe that there's like a law of use. If we're just hoarding everything to ourselves all the time, that can not feel good as well. And also can kind of create a creative stagnation in our lives, right? So if we're just like, oh, I've got all these old paintings in the studio that are just piled up or they're just stored in a closet, that is really violating the law of use. So, it can be a good thing, again, if it's coming from a true and authentic place, to actually get those things circulating, whether that's gifting them away or donating them. But again, you have to decide for yourself, am I doing this from a good place? Does it feel good? I can't tell you to do that, right? Nobody can. And then also I feel like if we're donating things out of like feeling pressured, or feeling like, oh, I have to do this because I'm a member of this organization, or I'm friends with so and so, and now they've asked me to donate a painting, but it doesn't feel good to you to do that, you're really not going to get any benefit from donating that painting. I mean, that's the thing. It's like the only benefit you're going to get out of it is like basically not not feeling like you've upset the person by telling them no, that you can't donate, right? So again, I mean, these situations are really nuanced, but in a way they're not. It's like just check in with your body, with your heart, and how does that situation make you feel? Does it feel good to donate that, or are you doing it out of trying to people please, or out of obligation, or feeling like you have to? If you do it from that place, I can guarantee you're not going to get anything back in return that's positive. So you're probably just going to donate and that's that. um I think sometimes I know in my past I've had this idea like, oh well, if I give something away, then I'll automatically get something uh equal back in return. But I don't think that works if it's like not from a true generous willingness, to give it away. And I don't think we should fake that either. I don't think we should pretend like, oh, try to talk ourselves into feeling generous, like I don't think that works either. So again, just checking in. I think the quick and easy way when you have a question, should I gift? Should I do a giveaway? Like I do a giveaway a lot of times to, attract new people onto my email list. I give lots of lessons away for free. I do that out of the generosity of my heart of like, I know not everybody can afford to study with me. Therefore, I have free lessons on YouTube. I have free lessons on my website, and really like good stuff. Like it's not just like, oh, here's some shit. Here you go. Here's some low quality stuff. No, it's a really high quality, good quality instruction. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that I'm putting that out into the world and supporting artists if that's a good fit for them, right? So again, you just have to check in, like, where are you coming from? What's your intention? Because if it's not from a true place of love and service and generosity, then you're really not going to reap any rewards from it. So why do it? Um, and in doing it out of obligation just doesn't make anybody feel good, not the recipient and not you, the giver. So it's just like a lose-lose situation. There's a phrase that I love. It comes from a book that I've been reading by Alan Cohen, called, what is the book called? It's kind of a strange title. anyways, I can't remember the title of the book right now, but he has an example in there, a phrase in there that he says, no private good. There's no such thing as no private good. So if something feels good and right to you, even if that means saying no to somebody on a donation, it's actually going to be for the best and for the good for everybody involved. Right. So it's really important to not fall into, obligation and shoulds, I have to, I should do this or else they're going to think I'm a bad person, you know. So I just love that example, that phrase and that example that he gave. Like sometimes we feel like we might be being selfish, um, but but it's something like for example, like if you were supposed to meet up with a friend, and you were really tired or you weren't feeling well, or maybe you had said that you were going to go pick up the groceries, but you got behind on your painting, and instead of like texting your husband and saying, hey, can you grab the paintings instead? I really love to finish this painting. You stop your painting, you go pick up the groceries. You know, that is an example of like not following the law of private good. Doing what it is obviously good for you, is nurturing for you, and really honoring that. It's actually best for everybody. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Just think for yourself. Check in with yourself. I think that that's the key. Check in with your own intention, your own emotional compass. Why am I doing this? Where am I coming from? Because that does have an impact. I just don't think that things are like, oh, it doesn't matter what I do. I think everything matters what we do, and especially how we do it. And one of my teachers, she words it as the energy from which we create, right? Creates the outcomes, it impacts the outcomes. So just consider that. And also, keep in mind people out there who are telling you never donate your art, or don't price your work too low, or don't do, whatever it is. Like, again, think for yourself, feel into your own body, and really be honest about, am I lowering my work, or am I giving it away because I don't think I'm worthy, or am I doing this from a good place and it feels right? Okay, my friends, I hope that that is helpful to you, and keep those topics and questions coming. I love, love, love hearing from you. And I hope that me sharing some of my experiences in the past, because I have done both. I have done donating out of obligation, and I have done giveaways or sales whenever other artists and other people were like, oh, I can't believe you priced your work that low. I've done it both ways, and I know the difference in the result. So you just always have to trust your gut. And sometimes, what's going to work in one season might not work in another season. So you're just always like checking in with yourself and trusting yourself and trusting your gut. Okay. All right. Can't wait to hear from all of you. Again, check out all of the free gifts that I have for you in the description box if you haven't already taken advantage of those. And let me know your thoughts on this topic. Much love, happy creating, and bye for now.